What's good, YouTube? It's Nas and we back with another video. We're rolling to 900 subscribers, of course, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Rookie of the Year debate once again. Canipple versus Cooper Flag one last time. And since I made my last video talking about them, Coop has had 50 points, youngest teenager to have 50. Canipple is now leading the NBA in three-pointers made, and he's on pace to be the first rookie in NBA history to lead the whole NBA in three-pointers made. So who is y'all Rookie of the Year? And I really am going to try not to be biased here, but when you look at both players, right, you look at Canipple, obviously you don't think of winning when you think about Rookie of the Year, you don't think about winning games, but at the same time you can't ignore Canipple's productivity and his stability for the Charlotte Hornets, who, yes, I know people are just going to say Canipple is the third best player on the 8th seed. Why is he getting rewarded for that? But Canipple being this stable force that obviously he only missed one game this season. Obviously in March he went through a rookie slump, which really was the only setback from his obviously young NBA career, and he still managed to obviously be productive and basically have a 50-40-90 season, in which a season where Canipple is averaging 18 points per game. Basically 19 points per game, 5.5 rebounds and 3.5 assists, shooting 48% from the field and 43% from the three. So obviously he's showing that consistency on a nightly basis. Now when we get to Cooper Flag, and obviously Coop, we know that he is a future superstar in the making. Like, we can't say the same thing for obviously Canipple, or you can't really say, I guess you can say that, but it's more of the Cooper Flag tools, which obviously is being highlighted by the national media. Like Cooper Flag, we're obviously talking about his defense. Yes, it hasn't been as generational as you thought that would be his best trait coming into the league. Obviously his offense, his pace has probably overtaken his defense this season, but Coop this season has been averaging basically 21 points per game, 6.5 rebounds and 4.5 assists, shooting 47% from the field and 27% from the three. So obviously I didn't think coming into the league 3-point game was his strong suit, but him still being a sub 21 point per game scorer without the 3-point shot being consistent, it just shows how much better Cooper Flag can be. And that 50-point game, which when they lost to the Orlando Magic in the fourth quarter, he had 24 points in the fourth to drag them trying to be close. When you look at Cooper Flag, like, it's hard to ignore the tools that he has. And I feel like when you look at both of these awards, you can't say that it's a foregone conclusion, I think. But when you look at my pick, I'm trying not to be biased here, but I do have Canipple. And Canipple, for how consistent he's been basically since the start of the season, and then up until March where he started struggling, and then that's when Dallas Mavericks fans started to point that shit out. You look at obviously a player that is more than a 3-point shooter. I think we get mixed up for how great Canipple is at shooting the 3-point shot and how talked about his 3-pointer is, but he is more than that. Like, coming out of the draft, I did think he was probably just a 3-point shooter. I'm just going to keep it a buck. But when you look at Canipple's game, like, he can get to his spot. He can get to that bump midi, either on the baseline or in the elbows type of situation. He can get to the rim. He's not athletic by any means, but he does find a way to finish at the rim, and he has the most and-ones on the Charlotte Hornets at this very moment. So you look at Canipple, and then you have Cooper Flag, and we talk about his argument. When you look at, honestly, it pops out on your screen. Let's say that when you watch Cooper Flag, it pops out. Maybe when you look at the impact numbers, or when you look at the Dallas Mavericks as a team, you just get so focused on it. But Cooper Flag, I feel like, has been put in a tricky situation, if that makes sense. Like, playing point guard from basically the beginning of this season, just not being set up to succeed, and then finally putting him at his position, and then that's when Cooper Flag starts to get it going, and that's when he started to make this run at Rookie of the Year, and that's when he shows what he's possibly could be capable of doing in the future of his career. And you're looking at a player that obviously at 6'9" can probably gain some weight, and probably next season can be a dominant all NBA type of caliber season for Cooper Flagg. And I'm not taking that away from him. 8-season resurgence by Cooper Flagg has really dragged this back into a race, because I remember back in January or February, this was basically locked up for Colin Canipple's award. And then obviously Cooper Flagg made his runs of games where he had consistent 20-point games for basically 10 games in a row. And then he gets injured, and then Colin Canipple restabilizes himself as the foregone conclusion for Rookie of the Year. And then now Cooper Flagg fans are mad. But I'm not going to even try to shit on Coop, because I'm a Cooper Flagg fan too. Like, this Rookie of the Year shit has really gotten so deep where each fan bases are attacking their each star players. And it's funny because they both played with each other at Duke and they were roommates, like they practically best friends. But when you look at both of their achievements this season, like Colin Canipple is the youngest to hit 230 3-pointers. He has the most 20-point performances on 50, 40, 100 free throw shooting in a single NBA season, along with MVP Stephen Curry. He has the highest true shooting percentage among rookies, 18 points per game in NBA history. Obviously, another achievement. Leads the whole NBA in 3-pointers made. I told y'all that already. He led the Hornets. He passed Kemba Walker in 3-pointers made in a season. Colin Canipple, Stephen Curry, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic have hit 250 3-pointers before being 25, and Colin is the first to do it at 20 years old. He has the All-NBA rookie 3-pointer. We already know that. He's on pace to finish with more 3-pointers than Curry and Clay in their rookie season combined. He's won four straight Rookie of the Month awards in the Eastern Conference, besides the last one in March, which went to VJ Edgecombe. And then we look at Cooper Flagg, and Coop has the second most 25 5-5 games, only behind Michael Jordan. He ranks second all time in points scored for a rookie, 3, obviously on March 26th. First teenager in NBA history to score 30 in 3 straight games. I'm pretty sure that's what got him back into this award race. He's the youngest to score 49, obviously. He's the youngest to score 51, like I told you earlier. He's the first teenager in NBA history to score 40 or more. He surpassed LeBron James for the most points in a game. Obviously, LeBron had 40 as a rookie at some point. He surpassed Kobe as the most 20-point games as a teenager. He became the 9th player since the NBA mergers to have 1,000 points, 300 rebounds, and 200 assists in his first 50 games played. So you obviously see how impactful or how great they will be in the future. But I feel like this Rookie of the Year, you can't say for sure if you're just a neutral, non-biased fan that the Rookie of the Year should go to one person, I say. Like, you can have your favorites, yes, but you can't ignore what both of them has been able to accomplish and what both of them are doing for their NBA team. Colin Canipple is fighting for the playoffs. He doesn't have time to get 50. Cooper Flagg, obviously, we know the Mavs are not a good team. So Coop went out there and went and go get a bucket, and Coop had 51. And honestly, he's been showing that some parts of the season, and then some parts you see that Cooper Flagg has to take the mantle of being the number one option on every night, and the defense having to close out on you. And that's what Colin Canipple has been dealing with recently in March, which that's why his looks haven't been the same. But I don't know. I made this video multiple times. They've each got a combined video. They each got one piece. So this is my last one talking about the Rookie of the Year. And I want to know, who is y'all Rookie of the Year at this very moment on April 5th? Let me know down below. Subscribe. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And there's a video right here. I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it if you like this one. And the channel icon's right there if you want to just check out the channel in general. And yeah, leave a like too, because it really helps the algorithm push me out. And yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching this video nonetheless.